Hello, hello. We're live again. Well, hopefully more people will join us this time. The timer has gone off on Instagram. I've said it's 9:15, so 2 people. So it's a late start today, but that's how it is rolling. Hello, 3 people. Let somebody say hello in the chat, and then we'll get started. Pro tip for anyone out there, if you if you click the bell icon near the subscribe button and you change it to all, then you'll get an email or a notification every time I go live. Let's adjust that. That looks better, doesn't it? Something like that. Is that better? I think so. Okay, so channel updates, video out this Sunday, maybe, hopefully. Let's see how uni goes. Yes. Otherwise we've got to do more uni tonight. Okay, that's fine. So, today's topic is the public transport in Melbourne, the pros and the cons. I'll be talking about trains, trams and buses, with a brief mention of ferries, because there is a couple of PTV ferries. And I'll be talking about what's good and what's not so good, what I think can be improved for that, all of those things. So I guess we'll get started on the trains, because we've been talking about trains the past couple of weeks, so might as well. So in Melbourne, for those of you who aren't aware, we have Metro Trains, which is the private operator which runs the publicly owned network. So Metro is a franchise, but all of the stations are government owned, all of the infrastructure, all of the trains, that's all government owned. All the tickets are subsidised by the government. But yeah, so the main thing that you really need to know with trains is that you need to look at who's your main competitor. Road is obviously your main competitor. So how do you compare it to roads properly? Because a lot of people will sort of go like, oh, you know, it costs the taxpayer so much money to run the trains, so why do we run them? Well, we run them because it costs a lot less taxpayer money to run the trains than it does to run the roads. We're not talking here about freight. We're just talking about people, moving people. Trains take up the least amount of space in terms of people per hour than road. It's said that a double track railway running at full capacity is roughly equivalent to a 12-lane freeway. So not quite sure how accurate that figure is, but it gives you an idea at least that compared to a freeway, trains take up a lot less space, and they cost a lot less to run because of the way that, you know, metal on metal is very minimal friction, very minimal wear and tear compared to a road. And so, yeah, a train can hold roughly 1,000 people, and a double line track, from off the top of my head, can run 24 trains per hour. So you're looking at moving roughly 24,000 people per hour. So it's a lot of people. Now the Melbourne train network isn't the best, and that's primarily because it is, well, it's multifaceted, but a big part of it is that it's very much a radial network. It concentrates on the city and ferrying people between the city and the suburbs. And that is basically because Melbourne in general is very CBD centric. But even so, yeah, we just need to, it'd be good if Melbourne was less CBD centric, and we're slowly moving there. But yeah, there's projects like the suburban rail loop that have been proposed that are going to hopefully help do that. But yeah, the main reason it's just really the way that the network has evolved. Inner city is covered in trams as well, and the outer suburbs are covered in buses, but we'll talk about buses a little bit later because there's lots of problems with buses. Now, in terms of the style of trains we run, it could be argued that we should invest in a true metro system. You know, it's all very well to have metro trains and high capacity metro trains, high capacity. Yeah, they're all marketing terms, really. And so a true metro is sort of, you want it to be a true turn up and go system, and it works best within half an hour or so of the city. Now, again, turn up and go is used as a very much a marketing term, but what does it really mean to be a turn up and go? Well, in the most pure sense, you don't need a timetable. So to translate that, how frequent does the service need to be? I'd say about every 5 minutes. We don't really have anywhere, no destination, I should say, runs at a greater than 5 minute, runs at a 5 minute or less than frequency. Everywhere else runs on an 8 minute frequency is the best we've got. And this is all 24 trains per hour, by the way, the number that I was quoting, that is with current signalling technology, because there's a lot of talk about high capacity signalling and stuff. And that does make a difference, but we're also sort of not fully taking advantage of the signalling systems that we already have. So there's something to consider there. Just while I think of it, I can't see any chat whatsoever. So if you have put something in the chat, I'm sorry, I can't see it. And if you can also see nothing in the chat, then that's probably because no one has put anything there yet. But please say something if you can. So yeah, a true metro train would be 5-minute frequencies. You're looking at roughly 24 trains per hour, which, I mean, that's really 24 trains per hour is a 2.5 headway. That now, on the one hand, that's great. On the other hand, doesn't account for if things go wrong. But yeah, even if you did run on a 2.5-minute headway, if something went wrong, you might not necessarily be able to catch up, but the trains would be in such close succession that you almost wouldn't need to catch up. You just want to, you just need to cancel a bunch of services and shift it. So you might be on, say, the 12 p.m. service and there's a delay of, say, 10 minutes. After that 10 minutes, your service now effectively becomes the 12:10 service. Now, I've just received a new message, just checking. Chat is working for everyone else, apparently. Huh. Well, that's great. Oh. All right, let's diagnose the chat for a minute. All right, Albert specifically, because now I know you're watching. Can you see the test message which I just put in the chat? Message me on Instagram if you can see it or not. Okay, so you can see my chat, but I can't see your chats. Right. Okay, I'm going to have to restart the stream again, and I'm sorry about this, but when YouTube doesn't work, yeah. All right, I'll restart the stream.